I'd like to address the third question relating to the chapter. This was a question I asked you about the role of African Americans in the revolution and the Revolutionary War. Well, it was an ambiguous one with reasons why they might support or oppose independence. The British did their best to try to stir up African American opposition against the independence cause. They gave freedom to slaves who would fight in the British Army. For example, there's I think, a wonderful example in the chapter where the British threatened to free all of the slaves in Virginia, which would, of course, have completely undermined support for the revolution in Virginia. Leading revolutionaries such as Jefferson and Washington were themselves slave owners. Of course, the British had no intention of freeing all the slaves. Their colonies in the Caribbean were heavily dependent upon slave labor, but they did offer freedom to those who fought with the British Army, and quite a large number did. After the war, some were resettled in Canada or in West Africa so that they wouldn't fall back under American rule and fall back into slavery. On the other hand, black support for the British was by no means universal. In the North, African Americans who were generally, of course, free citizens, although slavery had not yet been formally abolished in the North, they often supported the revolution. The promise of freedom clearly chimed with African Americans, even though it didn't mean freedom from slavery necessarily. There's lots of examples of black troops fighting in revolutionary armies. Indeed, in the events leading up to the revolution, African Americans were often involved in the conflict. The famous Boston Massacre, which helped spark off the revolution, took the lives of a man called Crispus Attucks, who was, we're not sure exactly his identity, was of mixed race, possibly Native American, possibly African American, showing that people of color from the very beginning were involved in the American Revolution, even though its promise to them was rather ambiguous.